Friends, Romans, countrymen, not Romans, not countrymen, people. It's Spoot with Misery Gaming. We're looking at the Sinoalice banner that is out today. Should you pull? It's coming out a little later just because we weren't 100% sure on a couple of things, and my timing was off anyway, so it's fine. So we're going to look at Sinoalice first. Before we get really deep into this, skip this banner. It's a 5-step. Don't do it. But we're going to talk about it. So Sinoalice, decent design. Like I said, I always like the leg tattoos on the characters. They're very interesting. You've got 100 magical attack, bunch of magic defense up. If you Arcana her, you get 700 magic defense up, which is pretty good. Not as great for a gunner since you kind of need magic attack, but you don't always get those, so sort of is what it is. Decent sprite, though. Not as good as some of the more recent ones. The thing that bothers me about this banner is that we're skipping a lot to get to it. So there's like 5 or 6 other character banners that I had pegged for coming out before this one, and none of them are here. So that may be a problem with my forecasting or my expectations, but we'll see. Gun is a gun of bondage. It is deal massive damage to one enemy. It's got Dauntless Courage 1. It maxes out at 48. It's at 80. It's 48/58 stats. At level 120, it's 62/58. So it's mediocre at best. It's not good. So I don't really have much more to say about it. It's a cool look. I like the little rabbit emblem it has on it. It's got a spade and a heart. It's very on theme for Alice. We've got Flag of a Ruined Country. This is a DC 2 hammer. Slightly above average. So it deals great physical damage to 1 to 2 enemies. Increase own physical defense by a small amount. The bonus to it's not great. Physical defense is really at a lack right now since magic nightmares or half nightmares are kind of the wave. DC 2 is pretty good considering we do not have many of these hammers. Cuts up at about 5170 at level 80, 6651 at level 120. Physical attacks, kind of high on it. It's almost 2000, but the defense stats on it are exceptionally low, so kind of keep that in mind. But that's a lot of physical attack on a weapon. We've got the Villain's Book, Incantation of Debilitation. Reduce the magical attack of 1 to 2 enemies by a great amount. It also has blade deployment, so you have a chance to increase physical attack. It's it's a good colo ability, followed by a really, really bad colo 8 ability. 5200 stats at level 80 is pretty good. Almost 7,000, 6,600 at level 120 is very strong. So, decent looking book. I like the book because magic attack is very, very key right now, but I don't know if I would risk pulling it on a banner where I have 2 other items on it that I would never touch as a sorc. So, at your own risk. So, too long didn't read for this one is, I would skip it. It's really hard to risk the book is probably, like, the hammer and the book are fine, but you don't want to risk getting the other weapons on the banner, I guess is the downside. And Half Nightmare Crusher isn't out, so, you know, it's just not nearly as good. The gun is serviceable, but it'll just get swapped out relatively quickly. Like I said, for them to accelerate into this banner instead of one of the, like, 5 others that they could have done is a little silly, but I guess I understand it. I don't, but I can pretend I do. So, if you think you need the book or the hammer and you've got some medals left over, I would say possibly pull it. But, or possibly pity it, but I don't know. There's not a whole lot going on here to really give you some faith in. So that's it for the Should You Pull. Good luck, everybody.